Hey, how you doing this week, boys and girls? Dr. Jim here, retired intelligence analyst par excellence, high school teacher. Anyway, not much to update you on this week, except Prince Andrew is being charged in England. They got different standards. They say justify versus probable cause. So they have what they call justifiable. Okay? So that's in England. Let's not worry about that. I could give a crap less about the Royals. Be quite honest with you, I'm not a Royal watcher. I am a American watcher, and we're still waiting for that hit on Iran. Uh, if we wait any longer, there won't be any people left in Iran to take over after the uh, Ayatollah's gone. For goodness sakes. And you know they're not going to give up their power. You know they're just stalling them, they're playing them. I think he knows it too. But for the public, he has to sit there and present this peacemaking thing that he's trying to reinvent himself as, even though he has always been for peace. He wanted us out of Afghanistan. He didn't like the thing of us going into Iraq. So he's always been against war. So get that notion out of your head, out of my head too. I got a date. Let me put some of my, was it Versace fufu juice on? Yeah, a little bit there. They like to smell my beard. I'm facing some medical challenges here lately. So we'll see what goes on with that. Still praying for my brother over in Germany, and I ask for your prayers for him too. He's had multiple strokes, and now he has Parkinson's. He's 10 years younger than me, for God's sake, and all of this is going on, and he can barely get around. I don't understand that. Lord, why'd you skip me? Take care of my brother. Anyway, Trump, getting back to Trump. I sat there and listened to Dan Bongino's blog. He's very interesting. He's an insider. Okay, he's kind of like me. He was like a fly on the wall up in D.C. when they worked there. And you over here, and you find out some interesting things, and sometimes you're part of them, even though you're a background player in a lot of things going on. And that's why I sit there and try and educate you on what the heck's going on. That they still got that thing up in D.C. where they're guilty of carpet bombing Dresden, where there wasn't a brick standing on another brick, almost looked like Gaza, and rebuilding Europe to sit there and stop the Soviet expansion. And they sit there and let down their guard after the Soviet Union crumbled. They really did. And after our success in Iraq and Afghanistan, they let down their guard. We have let creeping Marxism in to the mainstream of our society, and it is really a culture war. And we've been at economic war with China for at least 20 years, and we just got to let people know that we really have. They want to sit there and they want the reserve currency to be their currency, not the dollar. And trust me, if that ever changes, your money's going to be worthless. So that's what we're fighting. We're still fighting Russia, the Soviet Union. The Cold War only changed. Hey, Putin was a colonel in the KGB, for God's sake. Former mayor of Moscow under Yeltsin. Yeah, I believe it was under Yeltsin. He was the mayor of Moscow. So, he's still a communist. Now, granted, the Russian mafia runs him, basically. That's the oligarchy in Russia. When all that private property was available, guess who got it? The Russian mafia. Yeah. They were the only ones that had the money. Anyway, well, this Iranian situation, we have to sit there and take them out. But we cannot put our own leadership in. We cannot put the Shah's grandson in, or grandnephew, whoever he is, that keeps talking. They do not need a repeat of us putting someone in on the peacock throne, they call it. It has to be their own, and they have to sit there and develop their own democracy, their own mixed economy, whatever it's going to be. I just pray it ain't communism. Most of the countries in the world have what they call a mixed economy. We have a little bit of socialism mixed in with it. We had a lot more under Roosevelt during the war. He used to wake up and sit there and decide what the price of gold was going to be that day. So that's why we have the amendment that limited presidents to 2 terms, because of Roosevelt. He almost became a socialist dictator. He was that powerful. And he did try to pack the Supreme Court too, but that was shot down. Anyway, folks, all this stuff going on, and crime is going down though, but keep your heads on a swivel. We don't know how many Iranian cells have come into this country under the previous open borders. Now, granted, the FBI is sitting there still trying to track them all down. All right? But if we strike Iran, don't you think that some of these local cells will be activated? The Hamas ones, the Hezbollah ones that have all come in? Okay? We have so many enemies within our borders right now. It's ridiculous. So if something goes down, keep your head on a swivel. Defend yourself. With that, I'm going to say God bless America. God bless Trump. And God bless you guys. And I remain your humble servant. Have a good one, folks.